Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the Weaponized Ignus in Grand Theft Auto Online. Yes, that's right. This customization and review is on the expanded and enhanced edition of Grand Theft Auto Online, meaning this is on console. So we're going to be customizing this thing today. I'm going to be testing out all of the expanded and enhanced customization features on this. I know I'm only 5 months late with doing this, so I'm not expecting this to do super good, but I figured you guys would want to see it. For those of you who also aren't on expanded and enhanced, maybe you'd be interested in seeing me do this. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the armor. Of course, I don't actually have the ability to upgrade the armor 100%, so we're going to go to the auto shop. But what we are going to do in the agency workshop here is have the missile lock-on jammer, which is already equipped. That's interesting. I thought this thing had Imani tech, but no, it has countermeasures. And the missile lock-on jammer is already equipped. So that's interesting. I was not expecting that. That's the whole reason I started the review here, is to check about Imani tech, but it's already on the car. So we're gonna go ahead and head over to my auto shop garage and do the rest of the customization over there. All right, guys, so here we are in my auto shop. And obviously we're going into the auto shop garage with the Weaponized Ignus. We're gonna go ahead and start off with the armor. We're gonna go all the way up on that. For the brakes, we're going to go all the way up on those as well. For the bumpers, we do have front and rear options here. For the front bumpers, we do have quite a few nice looking bumpers. I do really like how the Weaponized Ignus shares the same bumpers with the regular Ignus. My favorite bumpers, I think, on this thing are the arrow bumpers. They look really good. I'm just not sure if I want to go for the regular arrow or the secondary arrow Mark II. I think we're going to go for the Mark I. For the rear bumpers, we have quite a few different options. I do kind of like the GT diffuser. I like the track diffuser. These ones are both pretty good, but I don't know. Maybe the... how about the Stinger diffuser? I kind of like that, actually. I think it looks pretty good. We'll go for that. For the countermeasures, obviously we have it equipped. For the engine, we're going to upgrade that, and obviously that has brought out the second acceleration bar, which is pretty crazy. This thing is non-HSW yet as well. So to already have the acceleration on the second line is pretty good. For the exhaust, I'm not sure which one of these I want to go for. I'm not a super huge fan of any of them. I think we're probably going to go for the titanium tipped. I think it is the best looking in my opinion, so we'll do that. For the hood, we have quite a few different options here. I'm not sure which one of these I actually want to go for yet. They all look super good actually, so I'm sort of thinking the XL hood is going to be the one that I want to go for, so we'll pick that one. Looks pretty good. For the lights, we're going to go xenon. For the livery, we have quite a few different options here. I think that the black stripes, the triple stripes look good. The arrow stripes, that's what I did on my original Ignus customization. Yellow flares is pretty good. Blue flares is pretty good. Viper green, I like that. Pisswasser, it's pretty cool too. We got the speed stripes, we got the Exorbio, I think that's how you say that. And back to none, of course. I think we're gonna go for the black stripes or the triple stripes, but I'm kind of leaning a little bit more towards the black stripes, I think. Could do the arrow again, but I think the black stripes look kind of the best, so I think we're gonna go for that. For the plate, we are of course gonna go yellow on black. For the respray of the vehicle, we're gonna go ahead and check out these new chameleon paint jobs. We got the anodized red pearl. Whew. That is looking pretty clean and it's very on brand. We also have the blue pearl, which looks really good as well. Anodized gold as well, that looks awesome too. Got the green and blue flip. I don't really see the blue too much, but it looks good. Got the purple and green flip, that looks insane, I love that. Orange and purple, I can't really see the purple very much. Baby blue pearl though, looks insane. And of course we have the black prismatic pearl as well. That looks crazy too. I do like how these look a lot. They're really clean looking. I think we're gonna have to go for the anodized red pearl though, because that's just so on brand and it just looks so good in my opinion. So we'll do that. For the secondary color, we're gonna match up that. We're gonna go for the anodized red pearl as well. Just looks so good again. For the skirts, of course, we have several different options here. I'm not sure which one I want to go for just yet. The performance skirts are pretty good looking. The GT2 skirts are also quite good looking. Not sure which one of the two I want to go for. I'm kind of thinking the performance skirt looks a little better, so I think we're going to go for that one. Looks pretty good. For the spoiler, we definitely want to have a spoiler for the extra traction bonus. I do like the racer spoiler. I think that it is probably the best looking spoiler on the Ignus. We do have quite a few different options here though. But I think we're gonna end up with the racer spoiler. It just looks too good to pass up. So we'll go ahead and put that on the car. For the suspension, we are gonna slam this thing right down to the ground. For the transmission, we're gonna go all the way up on that, and the turbo as well, of course. So the acceleration bar is pretty maxed out. Well, it's not maxed out obviously, but it's pretty up there. For the wheels, we are gonna go for the street category, and I think, oh yeah, we're gonna have to go for the concave mega mesh. I love these rims, they're my favorite rim. I think they belong on the Weaponized Ignus. Let's do that. Let's do them in a black, I think. Yeah, black looks pretty good. We'll do that. Bulletproof tires, of course, we're going to add those onto the car. And of course, for the windows, we're going to tint these all the way out. Now it's time to head down to the ground or outside of the auto shop, and we're going to get into a sound test and a full review on the car. All right, let's see how the Weaponized Ignus fares out in this review. The acceleration is crazy fast. I can already tell you guys that right off the bat. I mean, obviously this thing does have another half of a bar of acceleration, which is just nuts. So it's accelerating really, really quickly. I'm really looking forward to using this thing on the next HSW time trial. That is going to be a really interesting time, because I have been using the Hakuchi Drag HSW, and I keep getting knocked off of the thing, which is really annoying. So the Weaponized Ignus is going to be it's going to be something new and different there, which is going to be quite nice. So I'm very much looking forward to using this thing on the next time trial. The car doesn't feel very stable, unfortunately, which is kind of annoying. At the same time, the car is really stable, if that makes sense. It feels like you're gonna lose control of this thing like all the time. I think it's just because of how fast it is, but then you just keep in control of the car. Nothing bad happens. So it's kind of a confusing car to drive, but it's really good. I really like how it performs. Obviously, the acceleration is absolutely crazy. And then we obviously have to talk about this minigun on the top of the roof. This thing shreds. It does a very good amount of damage. I mean, as you guys can see, it's blowing things up pretty easily. It's not too hard to get things done with this minigun. So I just wanted to touch on that super quick. Obviously, this thing also does have the missile lock-on jammer, which is pretty crazy. So you can't actually lock on to the Weaponized Ignus. That is very nice to have. And in addition to the minigun, that's pretty great. So I have to say I'm very impressed with the Weaponized Ignus HSW. It is definitely worth the $3.25 million that it cost me to buy it. And I haven't even taken this thing to get an HSW upgrade yet. I'm not sure if the upgrades that you can do in the auto shop count as HSW necessarily, but that's something that I'm gonna have to do in a separate video. But man, guys, the Weaponized Ignus, if you guys are on the expanded and enhanced edition of Grand Theft Auto Online, I would heavily advise you to pick one of these things up. This car is absolutely fantastic. It flies. The acceleration is really good. The handling is really good as well. Like I mentioned, it is a little bit sketchy. Maybe it does feel a bit sus. Like it does feel like it's gonna spin out all the time, but then it just doesn't. So just keep that in mind when you buy the Weaponized Ignus. It is going to feel like that, but as I'm getting used to it, the car is starting to feel a little bit better and better. So that is quite good. The top speed on the Weaponized Ignus is also quite substantial. Obviously, that acceleration bar being maxed out as much as it is, that definitely helps with the top speed of this thing as well. So the Weaponized Ignus, it's definitely a huge improvement over the regular Ignus, no doubt about it. I really have nothing bad to say about this car. It's absolutely fantastic, and I would absolutely say to pick one of these things up if you guys have a spare $3.25 million laying around. This thing's awesome, and I'm probably going to do a different review on this thing once I get the HSW upgrade on the vehicle. So stay tuned for that. But that's pretty much it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed, if you want to see more customizations of the expanded and enhanced edition cars on my channel, let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, dislike if you didn't. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.